Welcome back to Explaining Everything, the channel where we dive into the stories and mysteries behind everyday things. Today's question comes from one of our brilliant viewers, History Nerd 5000. Shout out to you for the great suggestion. You asked, who created the first vending machine? If you've ever stood in front of one, wondering whether to risk your last coin on stale trail mix or wait in line like a normal human, you've probably wondered, where did this magical snack box even come from? Well, today, we're peeling back the foil wrapper on the surprisingly ancient and slightly holy history of vending machines. Yes, there's holy water involved. Things are about to get mechanical, mythological, and mildly ridiculous. So grab a snack, ironically, not from a vending machine, and get ready to learn who built the world's first automated seller of stuff, right here on Explaining Everything. Let's set the stage. It's the 1st century AD. The Roman Empire is flexing. People are philosophizing in sandals. And some genius decides that the one thing the ancient world really needs is a vending machine. Enter Hero of Alexandria, Greek engineer, inventor, mathematician, and most likely the guy who said, "What if I could sell something without actually being there?" You know, like an introvert's dream come true. Hero didn't invent a machine for candy bars or soda, though. No, he had more sacred ambitions. His machine dispensed holy water. That's right, the world's first vending machine was for spiritual hydration. When people went to temples in Egypt, they needed holy water for purification rituals. But instead of hiring someone to hand it out and risk running out, or worse, someone dipping too much, Hero created a system that ran completely on its own. And here's how it worked. You'd drop a coin into a slot. The coin would land on a platform attached to a lever. The weight of the coin would tilt the lever, which opened a valve and released a measured amount of holy water. Once the coin fell off the platform, the lever reset and the valve closed. Transaction complete. Divine water acquired. Mind blown. Let's pause here for a second. Can we talk about how insanely clever this is? This guy basically invented automation over 2,000 years ago using nothing but gravity, metal, and a bit of please don't flood the temple energy. Hero wasn't just ahead of his time. He lapped the timeline and showed up wearing a toga with a tech startup idea. After Hero's holy water innovation, you'd think vending machines would catch on fast. But no, humanity, in its infinite wisdom, decided to let that brilliant idea collect dust for over 1,700 years. Maybe people weren't ready. Maybe everyone was too busy inventing more important things, like forks. Seriously, forks didn't hit Europe until around the 10th century, which means humanity had automated vending before it had 3-pronged eating tools. Priorities. So Hero's vending machine became a weird, one-off relic of ancient genius. It wasn't until the 1880s that the concept made a comeback, this time in Victorian England, because of course it did. Meet Percival Everett, a name so fancy it sounds like someone who wears a monocle to bed. But Percival wasn't just a name with extra syllables. He was the guy who brought vending machines back into the spotlight. In 1883, he designed a modern coin-operated vending machine. His machine didn't sell water, soda, or candy. Nope, it sold postcards, envelopes, and note paper. That's right, a stationary vending machine. It was like the Office Depot of the 19th century, but classier and without the awkward small talk. Victorian Brits loved it. No need to talk to a clerk. No need to make eye contact. You could walk up, pop in a coin, grab your paper, and continue writing passive-aggressive letters to your cousin George about the inheritance he definitely stole. Fast forward a few years, and vending machines sail across the Atlantic and land in the good old US of A, where we immediately used them to sell gum. Because of course we did. By the early 20th century, vending machines were popping up everywhere, in train stations, hotels, even schools. And Americans were like, "Wait, you're telling me I can get candy without human interaction?" It was a revolution, a delicious, slightly overpriced revolution. Soon came soda machines, cigarette machines, and eventually, those weird vending machines that sell things no one ever actually buys, like aspirin, or toothbrushes, or that lone bag of trail mix that's been there since the Clinton administration. And just when you thought vending machines had peaked, along came Japan and said, "This is cute, but let's go full science fiction." Japan took vending culture and cranked it to 11. Today, you can find vending machines in Japan that sell hot meals, ramen, fresh eggs, umbrellas, full outfits, batteries, toys, and yes, underwear. Not going to ask, not going to judge. Vending machines became part of the culture, reliable, convenient, and often just vibing in the middle of nowhere, glowing like snack-powered lighthouses in the night. Meanwhile, in the rest of the world, we're still shaking the machine violently when it eats our coins and swearing vengeance against that bag of Doritos stuck behind the glass like a hostage in a crunchy prison. So, what did we learn today? That the vending machine is over 2,000 years old and started out distributing holy water, not soda. And if Hero of Alexandria were alive today, he'd probably be running a billion-dollar tech company, automating everything from coffee machines to relationships. The vending machine may not seem like a big deal now, but it represents something bigger. Our desire to make life just a little more convenient, a little more automatic, and a little more delicious. So the next time you walk up to a vending machine and feel that little thrill of pressing buttons and hearing that satisfying clunk as your snack falls, just remember, you're participating in a tradition that's older than most religions, older than forks, and definitely older than that expired tuna sandwich sitting in the machine. If you enjoy this video, or you've ever kicked a vending machine out of frustration, please like and subscribe. Also, if you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. Thank you for tuning in, and join us next time here in the channel that answers all the why, what, who, where, and how questions you've always wondered about, here on Explaining Everything.